The concept of a forest where trees can communicate with one another is right out of a fantastical novel. However, scientific research has established that trees do react to stimuli, a key tenet of the argument that they may exchange messages. Years of research revealed that these signals affect the growth and behavior of trees within a forest, albeit the exact nature of their influence is not always evident. Further groundbreaking studies have shown that it is possible for humans and trees to converse on some level now. More research on tree relationships is undoubtedly necessary to fully grasp the implications of this idea. In any case, it has promising implications for improving forest management and restoration. Ways in which plants express themselves verbally. There are a lot of obstacles that make it hard to actually implement the notion. For one thing, trees respond very slowly. It may take decades before we see any evidence that they responded to a certain stimulation. And even if some portions of a tree are more responsive than others, like leaves and roots, there is still the issue of anticipating what kinds of reactions trees would make. Even so, they can be sorted according to the most prominent features trees have when communicating with one another. As a defense mechanism after having a portion of their body eaten, certain trees secrete pheromones. These pheromones are then detected by the leaves of neighboring trees, creating a kind of ripple effect that alerts all of the plants in the forest to the presence of approaching herbivores. Some have suggested that the roots of trees have even more connections than the branches above ground, especially in heavily wooded areas where sunlight can be scarcer for younger trees. When a young tree doesn't get enough sunshine, its parent will provide sugar and other nutrients to it through its roots. Other studies have revealed that trees can hear sounds that are inaudible to humans. For a more technical explanation, these are picked up by the vibrations in their trunks and branches caused by the sound. Voices have been shown to penetrate deep into the heart of trees, allowing them to hear the presence of other forest dwellers. When you combine these three factors, you might not need dryads and dragons to explain how trees can communicate with one another. What does this mean for human-to-human communication, though? How to speak with trees and help forests expand. Remember that science might not totally back the concept of communicating with trees. However, it's possible that humans don't really require that. What needs to be highlighted instead is that trees need to communicate with one another to ensure their survival. Evidence shows that this feeling of belonging extends to trees of different species. It has caused entire forests to migrate gradually to places with more favorable weather conditions. Even the ability of birds and pests to distribute a forest's seeds far and wide has been affected. Furthering our knowledge of this miraculous phenomena would help scientists better serve the requirements of stressed ecosystems. Do plants have ears? Arabidopsis, a genus of rockcress that is popular among biologists, was used to test this theory many years ago. Much adored due to its quick multiplication and genealogical traceability. Researchers found that when exposed to clicks at a frequency of 200 Hz, Arabidopsis plants developed their roots in the direction of the sound. Arabidopsis appears to have an emotional response to the gnawing of caterpillars, a sound that is alarming to plants of all kinds. Caterpillars were placed on the plant samples by researchers at the University of Missouri. Researchers utilized lasers to record the vibrations in the plant stems created by the caterpillars as they munched. Plants that were previously unattended by animals responded strongly to subsequent attacks by producing significant quantities of defense compounds after being exposed to the same vibrations. No action was taken in response to wind or other similar sounds. Therefore, it stands to reason that Arabidopsis has auditory capabilities. Sound alerts allow it to detect impending danger from a great distance, allowing it to take defensive measures in plenty of time. Professor of Ecology at the University of British Columbia in Vancouver and veteran forest researcher Suzanne Simard studies below-ground fungal networks that connect trees and permit underground inter-tree communication and interaction. "I want to transform the way you think about forests," she told the audience at her TED Talk. "You see, beneath the ground is another world, a network of many biological passageways that permits trees to talk to one another and for the forest as a whole to function as if it were a single creature. It may make you think of intelligence in some way. Seek truth, not fact."